The Barovian Sports Ball Network is proud to present Sunday Night Sports Ball, brought to you by Mortal Sheen Cosmetics. Proscribe your pallor with Mortal Sheen's fabulous Cadaver Concealer. Maybe it's Revivify, maybe it's Mortal Sheen. Good evening, I'm Howard Ghostfell, and it is a typically wind-blown evening here at Argenvostholt. Folks, we've got quite the matchup for you tonight. The scrappy upstart Alliance of the Silver Bow is taking on the reigning champion, Strahdcast, and this time, he's atop a giant reanimated ancient dragon skeleton. Let's go live to our on-the-field correspondent, Phyllis Forge. Phyllis, is that even legal?
Probably not, but Strahd is the land, so I guess it'll go. Back to you, Howard.
Thanks, Phyllis. It's time to give it over to those gargantuan Goliaths of the gridiron. It's time for the bouncing behemoth ballet better known as Sports Ball. And what an electrifying game that was. We go now back to Phyllis on the field with the game's scoring runner, Kasle Othro.
Kasle, congratulations on this stunning win. What went right for your team out there tonight?
Strahd put up quite a fight, but we were in the zone. I saw an opening and I ran as fast as I could. I gotta thank Grumsh, my team, especially Winnie for keeping my defenders alive, and the Order of the Golden Dragon.
Any words for your opponent, Strahdcast?
Yeah, get f***ed.
Oop, I'll remind you we're live. Back to you, Howard.
Thank you, Phyllis, and congratulations again to the Alliance of the Silver Bow and to Kasle Othro. Don't forget to tune in to BSBN2 for the final round of the Blue Water Darts Tournament. And until next week, good night, everyone.
Hey Dungeoneers, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of the Strahdcast. If you like what we do here, remember to follow us on YouTube or subscribe via your favorite podcast app to get notified every time we release new episodes. Thanks again, and take your listen with advantage. When last we left our heroes, the battle against Strahd raged on. Kaz, hefting Argenvost's skull above her head, made a daring dash for the top of the tower. Meanwhile, the rest of the party, joined by Hornguard and Godfrey, kept Strahd and his draconic cadaver at bay. Washed in necrotic fire, and with the tower being torn down around her, Kaz returned the skull to its proper resting place, reigniting the beacon and driving Strahd away with its light. With the battle won and the valley bathed in radiance, what will our heroes do next? Find out now on the Strahdcast. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Shuffle off this mortal coil and transport yourselves to the far, foggy realm of Barovia.
What is it like on top of the tower here? I imagine it's like...
So at the top of the tower, Kaz...
Can I even see? Like
you can, but you can't look directly at it. It's like looking at the sun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't stare like... And maybe if you could sneak a glance, but the skull doesn't look like bone anymore. You can see these like shimmering scales, and that seems to be where the light is emanating from. It's almost as if this energy has coalesced in the form of like a scaled hide across it, almost recreating the like what it must have been like in life. And those like shimmering scales are what's casting this light in every direction, right? And so yeah, you can't quite stare right at it up at the top of the tower, but yeah, you are bathed in the light. And standing up here next to it, it's like you can feel its warmth almost.
Yeah,
you know.
I think before she comes down, she'll just take like just a quick moment. She has her little like prayers and epithets, but I don't think she has one for this moment. I think she'll just, before she comes down, just kneel, and I think she'll take the blood spear out and just sort of like lay it across her thighs as she's kneeling in front of this thing, and just sort of like feel the warmth for a minute.
The altar.
Yeah,
great, yeah.
Just sort of like, you know, recognizing the current form of like these former major figures of the valley. And then once she has just like taken in the warmth and the light for a few minutes, or just like if 30 seconds, I think then she'll start making her way down the tower.
Great, yeah.
Hey everybody, I move that we sleep here tonight, starting right now.
What? Huh?
I move that we sleep here tonight,
And start now.
Why don't you just come down here? That way I can better hear you.
On Desi, Winnie and Irina are galloping towards the tower.
Yes.
Towards Cass.
Right. Yeah. So the beacon alights, and standing right here at the base of it, even the three of you who and
it's me, Hornguard, and Olaf are at the base.
Well,
right. Yeah.
Olaf was in the doorway.
Oh, you were in the doorway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
me
so-
and Hornguard are outside on the base as these bones came kind of.
Yeah, I
falling
imagine
down.
you dove out of the way, and Hornguard just like looked at him.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, imagine like Strahd's like, and Cass standing up in the tower, and the
bones come
absolute-
shattering down.
A
Yeah.
fucking like
Boom,
dragon
like-
scapula is just coming at you.
It's like the end of Jurassic Park, like the whole thing. Yeah.
I think at the last minute, just to make it epic as fuck, the rib cage comes falling down, and Drogar just goes like this, and the ribs just
Oh, great. Yeah.
Or
like
it's
around him, and he's just like.
That's great. Yeah. So the bones come crashing down to Drogar. You like go to defend yourself, and yeah, they like crash land, and there's a little bit of like that sound of like dust settling for a minute. And then Vladimir Hornguard just walks up, sort of passing spectrally through the bones.
Yeah.
And he looks down at you and says, "Are you still alive, brother?"
Yes, I do believe so.
Too right. I'd hate to have you come and join me on this side. You fought well.
As did you.
Time to get up and clean the spoils.
On the contrary, there are no spoils for me here. My duty is done in preserving you in the afterlife.
And a good job of it you've done. Though I hope you won't think me too forward in saying that I think your job in this place is far from done.
No, most certainly, yes. But Argenvost has been returned. I know not of his spirit in this valley, or where he resides, but your beacon is lit.
And he kind of like, you hear, like when he moves, you can still kind of hear like the like, but it's so
chainmail
soft,
dragging
right?
across the armor.
But it's it's like gentle, you know, like just the little like, you know, like just little accents as he moves. It's just an echo of
like I imagine if you ever hear chainmail, you know, it's like the subtle like this kind of drag across the pauldron,
gentle sound.
or the gorget. Yeah, it looks really like
And he
just talk to anyone who's recently sound designed a production of A Christmas Carol, and they can find that effect for you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
Chains dragging.
as you say that, Drogar, he just looks up and stands just like stock still. When you first arrived and you first met him, you could see the agitation in his undead. You could see the like, even though his body is sort of non-corporeal, you could see his shoulders locked and his arms raised, and you know what I mean?
Do I get the sense that he is perhaps no longer a revenant?
He still appears the same as he did for the Mo.
Okay.
But he looks up at the tower and says, "Quite a wonder to behold, isn't it? One I thought I'd never see again."
Tell me, Horngard.
Aye.
How did you perish?
'Twere Strahd himself come to siege our fair hold. I had not the strength in my body to defeat him, and I plunged this sword. I plunged this into my heart.
Is it your sword?
'Twere his once, and I've carried it with me. The weight of it, the shame of it.
Commander Horngard, please kneel.
What honorifics have I earned?
Imperatus Draconis Veritas, thou hast been redeemed in the afterlife through service to thine order.
He takes one knee.
Yeah. And Drogar will pull Valandril, and I imagine that like, you know, now that it's like kind of holy, and there's just kind of this ever like thin dancing of Artemis and Venna and Macius and Tareth. They're all just kind of floating around this maze as little wisps, you know. And he just kind of, you know, he kind of stands a little taller, and he goes, "I, Drogar Stonebreath, of the third sect of the Knights of Tyr, to absolve ye of your failures to your order." And he kind of taps the left side, taps the right side, and then taps the left side again. "I dub thee redeemed, Commander Hornguard of Argenvostholt." And with that, the swirling energies kind of go from the mace into him and like swirl around the sword and through the armor, and he's just kind of like looking at it as it's like,
And in fact, Yeah, as you sort of bring this little ritual to a close, Drogar, knighting him on both of his shoulders, you can see he takes off his helm and like kind of holds it to one side. And as you complete this ritual, Drogar, and as this light and these magics are swirling around him, you hear and the sword plunged through his chest. You hear it first, and then you start to see it just gently and slowly begin to slide as he bows his head in receiving your blessing.
Yeah,
and
it's actually going to be atonement. It's I'm gonna burn a ceremony. I'm gonna burn a first level spell. Yeah, I think it's just canon. That's like something that Drogar has been doing coming of age, atonement. The funeral rite for Artemis. Like I think that's just something that his character does. So yeah, I'll burn a first level spell. I got one left for the day. Boy, we're really pushing our luck. Yeah, and
that's great. Yeah, so you hear,
that's so cool.
And you hear just like a soft thud as the hilt like lands in the grass, and as it does so, you hear Horngar. And Sir Godfrey sort of appears at his shoulder.
Make Campbell cry. Make Campbell cry.
And he's still kneeling, right? Grasps it, or he grasps it and comes to stand, drawing himself up to his full height again, and you see Godfrey kind of standing just a step back, just looking on in awe.
Yeah. At his beautiful boyfriend clad in armor.
And he looks up at the tower, drawing himself up back to his full height, and he says, "I'll be evil defeated, at least for now. But I had closed my heart even to that much hope." And Godfrey kind of comes up and rests a hand on his shoulder. And he looks around at all of you. "Even if we trapped ourselves in a demi-plane of our own until the ending of time, there would not be time enough to put to words what you've done. Our Lord at rest, and our duty fulfilled at last." And he turns and looks at Horngard, and he kind of maybe puts a hand out and like puts the tips of his fingers under his chin and like draws Horngard's face over to him, and he looks at him and he says, "My golden knight, shall we walk a while and take our rest in the newly minted shade?" And Horngard like kind of now turns and he says, "I have faced all manner of fearsome foe, but to walk that way now still gives me pause. But I shall be with you every step." "How can you be sure? After all this time, after languishing, how can you be sure we will go to our Lord? How can you be sure we will find each other once there? My love, we are already in his light, and I have already loved you through the ending of the world and the stealing of the sun. What else could keep us apart? I will walk with you every step without a care for the perils along the road." And Godfrey turns to you once again and says, "Thank you, friends, knights, heroes."
No, thank you. I just wish I could have met the great Lord himself. I think him and I would have gotten along really well.
You would have liked each other. I fret to see how long a conversation between the two of you might have gone.
Well, I don't know if any of you would be alive at the end of it, honestly. Yes.
Take care, friends. The deed's not done, but Argenvost speaking will be a light before and at your back for us much longer as you walk this valley.
We will make sure that Argenvostholt becomes a bastion for the people of this valley.
Maybe again. And at that point, Drogar, you again see kind of like you hear almost like a washing of wings. It might be a trick of the wind, but you're almost sure.
Fuck that! It ain't no trick of the wind. I know wind. That ain't the wind.
And you see again that it's almost like a spotlight is up on the clouds, right?
And
it's
the
just
wings
like
unfurl.
the silhouette, the wings unfurl.
We can just get rid of these fucking clouds, man.
Up over the tower, and you see like the shape of this golden dragon kind of do a circle around the top of the tower and just like off into to the horizon in the distance. And Godfrey turns to Owain and says, "Our Lord shows us home. Come, my love. Let us walk a while." And Morcar takes his hand and says, "Together. Until the end." They walk away from the hold, and instead of like sort of, you maybe almost expected them to dim as they weren't able to leave it before, or grow more sickly or more pale or more ghastly. But as they move away from the tower, they get brighter and stronger. And as they sort of reach the end of the walkway, they look at each other, and they look back at you, and you see the full color return to their faces, and warm smiles wash across their cheeks. And again, you hear the rustling of wings, and a strong wind comes by, and they are carried like so much eraser dust.
Have fun.
Incredible. His hold is so weak now. There was a time when not a single soul could fray from his grasp, and now anything is possible. Winnie! Winnie! What?
I'm on a horse.
Look at you riding Desi. How did you learn to do that?
I've just rolled really good.
That's
We all kind of are joining Winnie's, kind of making your way over with Desi and Irina on the horse. And I think she's got like her arms around you, also holding the reins, so you're kind of like cuddled up against her.
I think we had a nice moment where we were starting to gallop towards Kaz as the dragon was smashing.
Great, yeah.
And then the beacon lit up, and we almost reared off. And
like Desi kicked back,
And the two of us, like me and Irina, got to watch this light shoot up together.
Yeah, and I imagine that's her arms kind of folded around you, and she, too transfixed to speak, but that's very nice.
Yeah. Drogar will look at Winnie. Winnie, are you able to send a message?
I can send one message. I can send two messages if you need.
Send a message to the Alliance of the Silver Bow and tell them we've acquired a new castle, a stronghold for our operations, one that will stand much more assault than the city of Vallaki.
Okay, yeah. I just need to gear up a little bit. And at 17 hit points. She just
hold on.
No. I know it's fine.
Well, allow me to any cure wounds you. hold on. Why didn't you just say so?
I'm good. I just need to. And she's climbing off the horse. I feel like she
Oh, nice, Max.
slides down.
Take
and Irina helps.
Yeah, you put your arms up and she grabs your wrists and puts it.
Yep.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on.
If you don't got it, I don't need it. I don't need it, actually. I would prefer,
You can also just all take a long rest.
Well, I was going to say that would be my last spell slot of the day.
Don't fucking do it.
And then I would have to contractually, by being an old dragonborn,
die.
Fall unconscious. Yeah.
Collapse.
You have done that before. Don't do it again.
That's true.
So
I'm
just give me 1 second. And I slide down off the horse and I just go down on all fours and I just put my two fists in the ground, kind of like I'm trying to, when Kaz needs to meditate or come down from her rage or something, she always sits with her palms up on her thighs. And so I get down and I put my knees in the ground like that too. And I put two fists on the ground because I'm about to do a 3rd level spell and I got 17 hit points.
Nice.
And so I'll focus and I'll send a message to Danica.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, we have the final gem. Also, we have Argenvostholt, a stronghold for the resistance. Also, we beat Strahd again. He ran this time.
Sick.
I think that's only 21.
23.
Oh, 23. Okay.
Yeah.
23?
Yeah.
I got 2 more. How's you?
Praise Zenobia, you are alive.
Of course, this is Danica.
This is Danica.
I was about to say, is this Danica?
This
of
is
course
Danica.
it's Danica.
Yeah. So your message kind of sends off after a moment.
It's Mark.
Hello.
Ready?
Danica's not in her brain right now. She left me in charge.
Sorry, it's been really busy here at the Blue Water. I'm answering all of the phones for Danica.
Y'all haven't been back to Vallaki in a long time.
Oh, you bet your ass we're going there after we drop off the third gem.
Oh my god.
I do kind of wonder that sometimes about spells that allow a response. Like, what if you send a message to someone who has never cast magic and doesn't know before anything? Is there like a magical voice that says, if you'd like to respond in 25 words or less, press 1.
But Danica, you've done it with Danica before.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's wise. She's wise to the game. Okay, yeah. So after a few moments, she comes back. Praise Zenobia, you are alive. A treasure and a keep to store it in? Is there nothing you cannot do? I wish I had seen. That's all she gets.
Oh.
But yeah, that's as far as she got.
I just imagine she gets seen and then the magic dissipates.
Fuck!
Yeah, and she goes, oh, damn it.
And I hear that and I'm like, oh.
You have run out of words. Please insert 50 cents.
You hear clanging in the kitchen. What? Danica, what? Erwin comes running through.
Is that Winnie on the phone?
Stop using words! Stop using words!
A little jumping bee.
I say hi.
I'm roaming!
Hello, Winnie.
I'm roaming.
Stop wasting my words. I'm roaming.
Damn it, Erwin, it's 25 cents a word.
And it's not 9 p.m. yet. Everything's free after 9 p.m.
Wow. I think that joke dates us a lot.
That does.
Those phones don't
That
work
says
way
that
anymore.
every one of us is a 90s child.
Everything's fun.
All right.
That's how
I think
Drogar
Drogar.
I quietly, with two fists I quietly, with my eyes closed tight, listen to that message, and then hear the "wish I could have seen."
I wish I had seen, meaning,
wish I had seen.
Strahd running off.
Yeah. Okay. They're good. Yeah.
Wonderful. Everyone,
Are you okay?
let's. I just need
Wait.
a moment.
I had the urge to run up to you and feel your forehead, but I go up to your knee.
You could start climbing like you do all the wicker statues. You can climb
I
them.
can't climb anymore today.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair.
She feels my knee. But
Feel
really,
your
you're
forehead for me.
You're just feeling a knee plate of the blade armor.
Yeah, you go, and then Irina walks over and says, "Allow me, little sister."
Are you okay?
Yes.
Do you need a healing? I'm gonna heal you.
No. It's not. When you get to be my age.
I don't think I'll ever get to be your age. Did you know that?
Yes.
Cure wounds.
That was awesome.
What is cure wounds? What do I roll?
What level are you rolling it at?
First level?
Yeah, 1d8 plus your modifier. So 1d8 plus 4.
10. Take 10.
Nice.
Great. Not 100. 10. And Drogar just... and he just kind of puts like a gentle dragon claw pat on and kind of rustles her
That was really cool.
her mess of hair. That was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Do you feel better? I know you didn't get to talk to him really, but do you feel better?
With each soul that I can save here in the valley, it makes me feel more and more fulfilled in my later years.
I really love that. It makes me feel better every time because it makes me feel like, no matter what happened back where I come from, I don't know. It just makes me feel better.
He puts a gentle hand on your cheek and he goes, I want you to really listen to me now. Your road is only just beginning in the light. And you will have trials and tribulations of many kinds. And you will stray from the path, and you will find it again. But never lose sight of that feeling, that hope, and that feeling that ignites you inside. That, boop, and he boops you, will always bring you home. Now let's get inside and
Yeah, and I think Dimitri kind of comes over,
nice
also
rest.
noticing your.
Oh, yeah, I'm
He
not
comes
a
over, he's like,
confident
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Get your hands off me.
Saving all of our lives really does take it out of you, doesn't it?
I'm all right. I feel fine. Oh.
Come. Would you be so kind as to help me to rest?
Oh, you.
And as you are having this conversation, Winnie gasps and takes off at a dead sprint towards the cart.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that registers.
Little sister, what?
No, let it go.
You want to get the baby?
I leap up into the cart and check on the baby.
It's snoozing serenely.
Oh my gosh, baby, you're the best baby in the world. Oh my god.
And yeah, and he's you like throw back the curtains, perhaps worried about what it is you might find, but you throw him back and he's just snoozing peacefully. And as you open up, like his little eyes just kind of begin to blink awake.
Hi, buddy.
And they like search around, and then his little eyes land on you, and he smiles.
Oh, hi, Bubba. Oh, hey, baby. Come with me, buddy. And I'll take him out of the cart and just walk back over to where everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Dimitri.
Yes.
If you could be so kind as to hook Dizzy back up to the cart.
That would be my esteemed pleasure.
I believe if everyone is in a... Kaz, can you hear me up there?
Kaz is, I think, rejoined at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm just like chilling at the base of the steps now.
Well, so before we get to that,
Yes.
What do you got?
when's the last time the beacon was lit?
Not in your lifetime. It's been 400 years.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I know of the...
Or not
I've heard-
400 years. Well, yeah, because the beacon was
1,000
taken down when the keep fell for the first time and the knights died. So yeah, it was like I think 417 years ago. I said.
That marks it right. Yeah.
All right, but I'm
So, yeah.
like the story of the beacon is a story that gets told, I imagine, for like the
Yes,
berserkers.
indeed.
It's like
So you would know. I mean, obviously, your people were here before anybody, and then it was Argenvost and his knights who came afterwards
okay,
and set up the keep, and that is what allowed the rest of the valley to be settled by the Zenobians,
gotcha. Okay,
right? So yeah, the beacon would have been something that it would be something that you would know about, like an ancient lamplight that kept the valley safe,
Right.
even from Strahd up and for a time at least.
Okay.
And you would have been told it would have been described. You probably would have heard stories about how like Zenobia had two sons. You know, the one in the sky and the one at the top of the tower.
Oh, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be a little lore for you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Go to town.
That,
Go to
like-
town, Dad.
well, so not even that much of it, but like while like the everything else was going on, I think like so when the dragon came down, Olaf dove into the tower to avoid like the bones
Great.
crashing down, and then he is feeling like shit. So he's go, and like if I was to put a number value on it, it'd be 14 out of 79 health that he would
Fucking
feel.
duck.
So he's like feeling like shit, and he like settles in the tower, and like the dust kind of settles, and like he's bloody and bruised, and like I think he like stumbles out because like I think even if he couldn't see the light, he saw like the radiance of the light.
Yeah.
And so I
You
think
can't escape it now.
yeah. So I think like after like everything settles, I think he like stumbles out, and I think he sees it, and he just starts laughing. He's like, oh, come on! Oh, you did it! And I think he just lays back like Snow Angel style on the ground and just stares up at the light and just has this like laughing fit and
I fucking love that.
That's heavenly.
that's like oblivious to everything else around him.
Yeah.
And that's just like when Kaz comes down, he just sees like Olaf laying back, just like laughing with this big smile, like looking up at the sky.
I think she comes to stand sort of at your shoulder and just like squats down and just gives you like two big thumps on the chest. Nice work.
It's like, oh, I never thought I'd see the day. You truly are a miracle.
Me neither.
I think I'll just lay here a little while.
Don't let me stop you.
I'm too fragile for this.
Oh my god.
Fragile for this tonight.
Pull up your bootstraps. We're only getting started. Strap in, babies.
Winnie, just running to the cart and retrieving the baby and making your way to baby.
I got the baby. I got the baby.
You got the baby.
And I'm running back to where everybody is. I'm running towards Kaz.
Running towards Kaz. The time is yours.
Right, everyone, into the castle. I think we're going to spend the night here, and I need to take stock of our newest stronghold.
I'm going to run up, one baby in one hand. I'm going to run right up to Kaz and stand in front of her, looking up at tall Kaz from down where I am. And I'm going to then turn and just hold her hand. And I'm just, honestly, just looking up at her like, wow.
We did it.
You really did it.
Well, I couldn't have done it without all you guys, so thank you.
Wow. And I'll just hold her hand and walk towards the castle.
I'm not taking a shift with that baby, just so let me just make that clear.
You don't want to hold this baby?
No, I don't want to hold that baby.
Did you remember him nose?
I do. I don't... Look, he's cute. I don't like him enough yet.
Look at the sound he makes when I poke him in the belly.
All right. His score is slowly increasing, but it's not quite at... It's not quite at holding point yet.
You look down at the baby Kaz just as a snot bubble pops in his nose, and he laughs at the fact that he like makes himself laugh at the fact that his own snot bubble popped.
He keeps doing that thing. It's so weird. It's weird and gross. I don't know, kid. Talk to me when you're old enough to hold a spear.
I look down at the baby for a second, and for a second, I feel a little sad. And I wonder how big Fenton is now.
Winnie, would you like to join me on my walk through the castle?
Oh, yeah?
The baby.
Can we all go? I'm bringing the baby.
Of
also,
course.
I have Kaz.
Oh, sure.
Hi.
If you don't.
I'm also here.
Kaz won everything.
Right, well, why don't we all take a roam around the castle? Winnie, I can teach you a few things, and Kaz and Olaf, you can...
Olaf is still laying in the grass, just staring at the sky.
Kaz, you can help me find the proper areas where perhaps you'd like to keep the berserkers, or you'd like to station the armory, perhaps.
Plus a walk might calm my nerves.
She says, as she's still very... I get the sense that she's coming out of her rage very slowly this time. It's taken a while.
Yeah, you're trying to find out, Drogar, like what needs to be done if this is going to be turned into a battle-ready fortress again.
What I want is two things. I want to take stock of what's in the castle. Mm-hmm. So I want to see what we can use, what's available to us, and where we can rest for the night. Mm-hmm. And then the second thing that I want to do is, note all of the things that once the Alliance of the Silver Bow arrives, what we can set them to improve so that the castle is in a shape to withstand a siege, withstand an attack.
I'm very proud of you because when I say two things, I always forget the second thing. So I'm like,
yes,
good on you. When you said two things, I was like, oh, here we go.
I'll be honest with you. I'm more surprised that I didn't say two things and then make a list of 18 things that needed to be followed through on.
You know what? Even more proud of you then. Way to go.
So as you walk the halls, Drogar, why don't you give me an investigation check?
Okay.
And anybody else who wants to can actually, let's do one of the, is everyone except for Olaf helping? Like just kind of going over the castle and...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, if
do we want to do like a traditional aid? Like they roll d20s and it adds 1 to my roll if they succeed?
I was going to do one of the cumulative ones like I like to do
great.
sometimes.
That's even better.
do it.
Yeah. So, if the three of you want to roll, go for it.
Great.
And we're rolling on our
And Winnie, take a guidance.
Investigation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like the cumulative one.
I'm investigating the inside of my eyelids.
Very good.
Oh, hell yeah. I rolled
Fuck yeah.
A 13 for a 12, which is pretty good for
Wow, yeah.
It's not bad, Kaz.
So 12. Ned, what'd you get?
19.
So what's that, 23? 22?
32.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, 32 is what I meant. I missed a 10.
Tyler was right, yeah.
I missed a 10. So 32. Winnie, what'd you get?
15.
Okay,
With
so that's
guidance.
47?
47, yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah, that blows past whatever I was going to do.
Trevor was like, I didn't have a number yet, but
Well, no,
I'll tell you what.
the number that came into my mind was 25.
Well, the average for 3 people rolling a d20 would be 33.
Well, I said it at 25, so you did great. Walking through.
I imagine that Drogar steps in first, and then the camera pans and shows Winnie just kind of with the baby, and she's kind of walking in, and there's a light from the outside now, almost like entering a chapel instead of entering a derelict thing.
Surely, despite it being a very militaristic fortress, I'm certain there is some room that has like some stained glass windows that face the beacon, so the light comes through from the.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In fact, that's great. Let's say the entire western side of the building,
And that window just looks like the Rose window in Notre Dame or Sainte-Chapelle. Like it's just like stained glass, just
spilling through. Yeah. Yeah, you come into this sort of main entrance chamber. And coming in before, I mean, you were when you first came upon Argenvostholt, you would be impressed with the size of it, because there's no other building other than the Abbey. There's not really another building, and Ravenloft obviously, but there's not really another building like this in the valley. And Vallaki, like the tallest buildings are 3 stories and they're all made of wood. But this building is huge. It's a castle, essentially. Coming into it now and stepping back into this main antechamber and the atrium where you enter into the keep through the main doors. Now with the beacon lit, we'll say, all along the top of the atrium where you enter in, it's all lined with that same stained glass that's at the top of the beacon. Yeah, and it's all these like beautiful reds and oranges and yellows and golds, so that when it spills through and floods the interior of the building, it has this warm glow, like it's like, like there's fires lit all throughout. It has this wonderful warm orange comforting light within now, and it's not that it's actually any warmer inside, but you feel bolstered as you return into the keep now, filled with light.
As Drogar walks forward and the light catches his scales.
Oh, yeah.
His once like bronzed, kind of burnished color, now like there's just you see a couple of flecks of like when you shine light on a diamond, there's like multi-fluorescent colors.
Yeah, the facets.
The light hits his his face scales, and you see like the true gold.
Walking about anything as you peruse through the rooms, like you can tell there are a lot of different chambers and rooms and sections of this keep, all like the purpose of which you can kind of put together by context clues when you enter into rooms, be they dormitories or a training room or a larder or what have you. Everything is spoiled though. If there are beds, the wood is rotten and the sheets are decayed, and so anything that's not made of the stone of the place has decayed over 400 years. But Drogar, you can't help but notice the construction, and it's a testament to the strength of the building that this much of it is still standing.
Yeah.
All of the sections of the building that are still complete are remarkably intact. At least the stone is.
Great.
The real problem with trying to reconstitute this place and use it as some sort of fortification or home base is that the entire eastern side of the building has been torn away. And so it's going to take masonry work to try to rebuild this, because you essentially need to rebuild the eastern wall. And here I'll show you on the map.
I don't think we've come across masons yet.
Not that I know of.
I don't think we've
there's
really.
our boy who was fixing up the roof.
Drogar, that bottom section in the map on there.
Oh, I see.
You see, and you saw it from outside too. Those 2 towers that would mirror the towers on the western side of the building,
And that wall, and that entire
it's all
side
gone.
wall
It's
is gone.
open to the air and like totally gone. So that is going to be the challenge.
Do you remember Milvash?
Well, yes, of course.
He was fixing the roof on the church.
I think that it will be a task for a multitude of people, but I do think Milvash will be
A good
Maybe he would
foreman.
know. Maybe he would, yeah.
Well, I do believe he will be a cornerstone in the reconstruction of the keep, absolutely, especially the roof.
Cornerstone, that's funny. Because we're building something?
Oh,
Sorry,
yes.
I'll go.
No. Come back.
Hey, I thought it was funny.
That was good.
Well, don't
Yes.
go.
You don't have to go anywhere. That was
Okay,
Listen, my old mangled brain, just because it doesn't get the pun right away, doesn't mean you have to leave.
I'm not demanding that you leave. I'm just demanding an apology.
I'm sorry, Ken. Yeah, he gets a big he gets a big frown and looks down at his shoes and says, "I'm sorry, Ken."
That was a joke.
Oh. I had such
You have
designs
much
of,
to learn, my boy.
I had such designs of making Dimitri so cool.
Is there a room that we come upon? Maybe it's an old bedroom, or I don't know how these things work.
Yeah, you tell me.
Room. The next time we come upon a bedchamber or something where light is spilling in like particularly beautifully.
Let's say, you find what must have been Hornguard's chambers at a certain point. With like a grand 4-poster. The sheets are sort of rotted away by this point. But the light spills in through the windows here and breaks against the 4 posters of the bed, like making these really cool shadows against the wall. And it's still pretty empty and spilt. Like there's the remnants of what must have been a huge writing desk and a chaise lounge and, got like all kinds of things. But it's all now just weathered away by time, but it is still a beautiful room.
So as we walk past that, I think maybe everybody else keeps walking around. And just as we pass by the doorway, Winnie looks in and the light catches her face. And the bed is the biggest bed she's ever seen. And I go, and I run in. And I like place the baby on the chaise lounge or something. And he's just laying on his back, kicking his little legs. And I go to jump up. I don't know if even though there's a mattress left, but I have to try and jump on this bed.
Give me an acrobatics check.
22.
Oh,
22.
22.
Oh, yeah, you go to leap on this bed, and it is pretty weathered away, but I think you just managed to land right in the center.
Do a flip.
Where the strongest springs are still sort of maintaining, and it creaks a little bit, and as you feel the springs give under you as you land upon the bed, but you get you get some spring, you get some bounce.
I run in and I put the baby down, I jump up on the bed, and I like... gasp at that I'm even able to catch a bounce at all. I bounce just a little bit and then I come to rest and I look over in the doorway and Drogar is still standing in the doorway. And I come to rest and stop jumping and then I sit down on my knees on the bed and I reach into my bag and I pull out a little box. And I look over at you, Drogar, and I usher you over. Come here.
Kaz, go on without me. Check the next room.
So I come over and I take a knee by the bed because I look at the bed and I'm like,
knees.
That can support me.
I can't hold you.
That can hold my weight.
You're like kneeling next to the bed. I'm sitting on my knees.
Yeah, you standing on the bed and you sitting. You're at eye level. Now. Yeah.
So I kneel on the bed and I take out this box and I'm just gonna push it over to you.
What's this?
I know this place means really a lot to you, and I think that there's no way that it's an accident that he was a gold dragon and you are a gold dragon.
Well, yes,
That's amazing. It's like he's been waiting all this time for you to get here. And I never knew who my dad was. And so I know that 11 years is not as long as like 400 years, but I've been waiting a really long time for you to get here. And I slide the box over to you.
Drogar opens the box. What's in the box?
You look into this very simple wooden box, and there are little compartments inside, like in a jewelry box.
Yeah.
And you see inside, in one compartment, there's basil. In one compartment, there is nutmeg. In one compartment, there is garlic. And in one compartment, there is cinnamon. I found this in Baba Lazaga's kitchen. I did a little snoop.
Oh, most wonderful. Most wonderful.
There's not a lot of it, but like...
No.
Really good for like a little one.
You have no idea, little one, what I can do with this. I hadn't even thought to bring nutmeg. No. You've never had tea with a little bit of nutmeg in it. It clears the sinuses right up. Oh, Winnie. It has been an honor and a privilege to be a sort of father figure to you. Why, you have given me a chance that I never had. You've given me an opportunity that I never achieved. And should I be given the chance to go back, I would not give it up for the world.
I'm just gonna give you a big
big old
I'm
dragon
just
hug.
gonna throw both arms around your big dragon neck.
Get tiptoe like on the bed, up over. Yeah, so you're still head height.
God, I was gone for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Kaz wanders back. and then you Drogar and Winnie are pile on each other.
You're already crying?
And you feel like this, you can feel the armor on him is like when you pick up a freshly poured cup of coffee in the wintertime. And it makes your hands nice and toasty. Yeah! Like the perfect temperature to just keep them nice and warm. And that's what the breastplate, not too hot, not too cold, and his hands around you are just, like they're sturdy and hard, but like braced in it's almost like the perfect brace that it feels comfortable.
It's perfect, and we take one breath together because it's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, me, oh my. Well, tonight we are going to eat like kings. And he just kind of puts it in his little pouch.
I'll shoot off the bed. I'll go grab the baby, and we'll keep walking. I'll walk. I'll hold your hand.
Right, on to the next room.
Okay.
I think I might have
All right,
gotten...
you guys are done having your emotional breakdown.
I think I might have gotten one of the spices wrong, Trevor, but whatever I just said, I guess is just whatever.
That all sounds right. I think you missed one.
Tell me what they all were again, because I want to add it to my character sheet.
In your spice box, you have... I missed one. In your spice box, you have basil, cinnamon, garlic, nutmeg, and oregano.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm going to add a other gear
spice box.
Yeah.
It's like the little box Sam Gamgee has.
Yeah.
Where that he keeps his salt in when they're going to Mordor.
If you were to ask me my favorite spice, I couldn't give you an answer, but oregano would be a front runner.
Yeah. Garlic is so key. Oh, that's going to make that wolf stew fucking sing.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah. Everything better.
The garlic is going to do wonders in other ways.
Feed it to Strahd.
Feed it to Strahd. Listen. Put it on an arrow tip. Shoot it at Strahd. Pew. We both look at Olaf. Right?
And then
Hey, you're good
Is that how that works?
You want to eat my stew with me?
Well, that sounds quite nice. Thank you so much for...
I'm putting the cost.
This soup is horrible.
All right.
You're right over there, DM?
No.
That means it's working.
In this place,
Yeah.
could I find a rock?
Oh!
Guidance.
Yeah.
You need some
I
smooth
need 3
stones.
more rocks.
Give me an investigation.
Guidance? You said guidance, right?
Oh yes, you've been holding his hand, so as you go to
I
find
just
the
get
rocks,
guidance
he would definitely
whenever
give it to you.
I got a 13 by myself.
A 13.
Yes, with guidance.
13, I'm afraid, Winnie, not quite. There's what you find is chipped pieces of brick and nothing that will suit your... You find bits of stone because the whole place is made of stone, but nothing that will quite suit your purposes.
For you, DM, right now, I've been looking for 6 rocks. I have the biggest bottom flat rock. I have the next biggest bottom flat rock. And then I'm missing 3 rocks in between, and then I have the little one that I found that Anastraya tried to take.
Yes, right. That's it.
So I still have 3 medium-sized stackable rocks to find.
Drogar will move to the armory.
You find an armory. Any weapons contained within are well past rusted at this
Oh my god,
point.
it's Tears of the Kingdom. You're going through the castle and all the weapons are rusted halberd, rusted...
Yeah, they all have the
that.
corruption on them.
Oh, but they're all. But are there portions of them that are still metal? Are they completely rusted through, or they're? Because we do have a blacksmith.
Yeah. Sure. Why don't you give me a...
And if we can smelt them down, then
Sure.
then
Why
we
don't
can
you
make.
do... That's great. Why don't you give me investigation again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And if somebody with not... Okay. What do you got, baby?
Oh!
20?
And it's the
Oh my god.
And it
Wind
is-
has done
And it's
some.
the death save die.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's which is the one that I just rolled.
I've got it. Y'all keep rolling these natural 20s and force me.
To fuck up the campaign.
to make my job way harder. You're searching around, Drogar, and you make your way into the armory, and it's halberds and swords and spears, all just wasted away. And you're about to leave. You're about to turn back. Like, this is certainly it's usable for when you move in, and you can store new weapons in here. But there's nothing.
Picks a couple of them up, and the half's break in half. Like they rot. They're falling apart. It's like,
so you're about to go.
Oh, crumb.
You're about to just turn and leave when suddenly it's like you feel a warm hand on your shoulder. And you like turn in that direction, but there's nothing in there still except on the far wall on a large, a huge long wooden table that you probably would have like splashed battle maps across. Like this was probably where they held their war council in the days when Strahd was invading. And there's a candlestick sitting upon it with one gently flickering flame sitting upon it.
But how is that possible?
What do you want to do?
Peculiar.
Drogar will move over to the table and sit in the nearest. Are there seats? Like are
Sure. So yeah. Sure.
Are they rotted?
But maybe you can take a knee.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll go over by the candle and I'll take a knee and I'll go to touch the candelabra, the candlestick.
Yeah, great. As you reach towards it, again, the flames begin to like, as if a wind blows through. Kind of like dances about and shudders and flickers. And it begins to move and the edges of it dance and begin to expand. And it kind of takes that shape again of that silhouette of great wings spreading. And suddenly dancing at the wick of this candlestick is the visage of a dragon. You know what? Here's what happens. It's this tiny little candle flame wick, and as you lean closer, and it begins to like sputter. It goes up like a torch.
And I think Drogar kind of comes back a little bit and is like is taken aback and kind of on his rump, just kind of like leaning back and looking up at this huge flame now.
Great. Can we also say Kaz is here for this? Can we say that you went to the armory as well, actually?
Yeah, I would imagine you are there. Yeah.
You would have pulled me along as like a militaristic kind of
Perfect.
blind. Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll say it's you two in the room.
Yes.
I was going to do this in a dream, but this is better.
Do you feel that, Kaz?
Yeah, I do.
And I think we both kind of turn in unison.
Yeah.
And we see this,
the candle flame.
like in the dead center of the table. This
just gently kind of dancing back and forth.
Yeah, and I feel like Kaz, ever vigilant, like takes out Cactus and just like holds it.
Used to hit the ready, but there's something peculiar about this.
And he kind of approaches and his hand is kind of back like, stay ready. Get ready to grab Winnie if anything happens. And then he goes and he takes a knee and he just kind of goes and touches it. And as he touches it.
And at your touch, it like starts to dance and flicker and sputter and then it shoots into like a huge geyser of flame, and maybe you both like stumble back a step, and then it sort of like forms itself. You again see that silhouette of spreading wings, which kind of like flutter out as two twin flames like moving in unison, and then kind of comes back in on itself, and suddenly it's just sort of like the neck and head of a dragon sitting above this candlestick. This golden head and neck of a dragon comes into view, looming above this candlestick, and he just kind of like comes into effect and looks with this sort of austere, like you can see he's looking down his snout, still here at both of you, right? Even appearing in a candle flame, like rears his head back, regal and proud.
Of course.
And looks down looks appraisingly at the both of you. And he turns his head to you first, Drogar, and says, "Kin."
And Drogar will bow his head and go,
All Father.
You have exceeded expectations.
I apologize that my justice was not swift enough to save your lordship.
You arrived when you could, and finished a job that none, even under my command, could. You have no need for apologies here. In fact, I would go so far as to say reward is in order. Come, kin. Receive my breath. Receive my blessing.
Words escape me, your lordship.
Then do not use them. Come. Let your power do the talking.
He will bow his head and just kind of like put his arms up.
And this head sort of again like rears back.
Drogar Stonebreath, though you were not bound to me by law nor deed, you have traveled across time to aid me. And I hazard that in me, I, Argenvost, am not the first. Breathe with my fire.
And he kind of like exhales, and you see this like, and it's like those spirals of energy and heat coming off the sun.
Yeah.
It's just this wave of energy that washes over you, Drogar.
And Drogar just like puts his head up and just like breathes it in.
And you feel it, and you feel that like that bit of fire, that bit of flame within you that has always been there, and perhaps like just with age, as is the natural course of events, dulled a little. You feel it,
Yeah.
breathed back into life. When you use your breath weapon, increase it by 1 damage die.
Let's go!
Oh my god.
Holy shit, that speech was fucking dope.
And rearing back again, he like looks at you appraisingly, Drogar, and nods once more. And then he turns swivels his huge head to you, Kaz.
Kaz, who I think at this point has again like sheathed cactus, drawn the blood spear, like butt of the spear in the earth, kneeling.
A surprise. But you have shown a feat of athleticism that should be recalled down the ties of history. Well done, warrior. Had you the foresight to be born 4 centuries earlier, I would have sought you out as one of my knights. But in the interim, this must forbear. Would you step forward and receive our old dragon's blessing?
As the current Kavan, it is my duty to make sure that the Berserkers and the Order of the Golden Dragon work in union to defeat the evil that holds this valley.
And as she says so, she will take a step forward.
And Drogar is just kind of like, yes, that's my girl.
She'll kneel again, but just like a little closer with the spear.
And he looks again down his snout appraisingly at you and says,
Very well. Let them be joined. Fly with my wings.
and he again breathes, and again that like fire washes across you, and you feel like your muscles like tighten and compress and swell as if as if you're I don't know, when was Kaz the strongest? You're 22 again.
Yeah. How old is she now? I don't even, Kaz is like, what, 25? So, like, right now, honestly, like 10 minutes ago.
Sure, yeah. You're as strong as you were 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Kasle, once per day, when you use your barbarian feature that lets you dash as a bonus action, you can fly instead.
That's so perfect, though. That's so perfect because the reason I can dash as a bonus action is because I have the aspect of the eagle.
Oh, fucking so
And like
cool.
how apropos that now you get wings after saving the dragon.
Holy shit.
Cool. Drogar will
Shit!
Drogar will look at Argenvost and will.
Your Eminence, you are the first pure blood that I have ever laid eyes on.
Am I not magnificent?
I have never seen the like in 528 years.
Even in death, our kind do not perish from this world so easily. Remember that, kin. You will live long after you have left this place.
Your Lordship, I have a standard. I wish it to flow brilliantly. Is there a staff or a stave of sorts that you kept?
There is no need. If it is carried by you, kin, that is the greatest field upon which our colors can fly.
You do me great honor, my lord.
I'd rather think it is you for laying me and my most faithful of servants to rest. The honor is all mine.
As long as I draw breath, Lord Argenvost, this keep will stand as a bastion against the devil, and I will smite him into the ground.
Make it so, kin. I believe you. Go now. Carry our torch, and never let the light go out.
Wait, there is a silver dragonborn, a one to Tanya. Will you give her my love? If that is not too much to ask, my lord.
No boon is too bold from one who has done such deeds as you. As it stands, I still cannot leave the bounds of this place. But should this fog pass, it shall be my first flight.
Then I have renewed vigor, my lord.
You have time yet, kinsman. You're not so old as yet. Go now. Bring light to this darkened place, as you have my heart.
And I think he'll like put his mace to his head and just kind of
bow. And you feel like, and the candle goes out.
And I think Drogar just weeps. I think he's taken aback, and he just kind of like,
Guys, can you believe that? That was Argenvost. That was the Argenvost. We were able to commune with him.
Our army grows, old man.
Yes. You are most worthy, Kasle. I am speechless at why you bear his wings. He has given you the dragon's flight.
And you his breath.
Yes.
And I, Kavan's spear, and you the standard of the golden dragon. And all of us, the land herself. We will escape from this. Our army grows.
Yes.
Our tribe expands. Our strength increases. Our rage builds.
Yes. And our flame will flicker long through the darkness. Kasle, it has truly been an honor serving beside you and watching you grow.
Save it for when we kill a god.
Very well.
I'm not gonna survive this one, y'all. I'm not gonna survive this episode. I'm dying over here.
Oh my god.
I will say.
Fuck. All right, go on. I'm not here.
I ask that you realize the gravity of the gift you've been given. Even I, as akin to the dragons, for me to be given the breath of a dragon, it is a feat that we would say only the gods would bestow. And you, not being born of dragon blood, to receive their wings. Why, Kasle, that makes you my sister.
Have we not earned it, brother?
We have indeed, my dear. Now let's make sure that little one isn't getting off to any trouble, yes?
and I think Drogar will pull her into an embrace.
Yeah.
Even if she's like at first.
No, I don't think she is. I think she's fully ready for it.
Yeah.
I think it's a very masculine embrace. There's a lot of like patting and
Yeah.
And Drogar is definitely the softer one in this. Drogar's definitely like, yes. And Kaz is just like,
oh my god. I love that Kaz is like my outlet for masculinity. Yay! Yay!
Absolutely.
Hell.
Absolutely.
That's so weird, but also it makes so much sense.
No, it's perfect sense. This strong woman. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kaz is way more masculine than I am.
But it's
Her legs are just as good, though.
Oh, her legs are way more muscular.
Strahdcast features Campbell O'Hare as Winnie, Kay Devine-Jones as Kaz, Ned Iannacone as Drogar, Tyler Kanter as Olaf, and me, Trevor William Fayle, as your DM. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely patrons. Special shout-outs to our newest patrons, Rachel Gommel, Michael Higgins, Liz, and Solo God. Welcome to the party. If you're not ready to support us financially, there are still plenty of ways to help us out. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Critical Fail DM, binge Madness and Mercy on our YouTube channel, and join us there every other Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time when we do live listens of new episodes of the Strahdcast. Or rate and leave us a review wherever you like to listen. Thanks, Dungeoneers, and take your day with advantage. Yeah, it's 5 total. Basil, garlic, nutmeg, oregano, and cinnamon.
Spice box.
Get that.
Try again. Siri, shut up. Spice box, and then I'm going to say, I'm sorry, one more time.
Bait.
Jesus Christ.